Hey, I am here with Ben Edwards. Ben, what's your inspection company's name?
It's Omega Home Inspections.
That's right, Omega Home Inspections. We'll have a
LLC.
link for it. See how prepped I am on this. So getting a lot of questions right now because it's going to be cold coming up. You from Florida?
I am.
So have you ever been in like 20-degree weather before?
I have once or twice.
Yeah,
It wasn't in Florida though.
It's gonna be in the mid high 20s in the next couple nights, and so getting a lot of questions about what do we need to do with the outside of the house here in Florida to prevent damage to the house. And so I asked my friend Ben here, and he knows this stuff, so we thought we'd just talk about a couple different things.
So a lot of people are going to have outside tankless natural gas water heaters. So the important thing on these guys is to make sure that the water supply lines below the unit are insulated with this foam insulation. You can see underneath the foam, you just got a PVC pipe. PVC pipe where you might have a PEX pipe, but it's important to insulate this pipe. Sometimes the builders forget to do it, or sometimes it falls off. So you can just get this insulation from Home Depot or wherever, or Lowe's, and just put it on that pipe. Just make sure it's relatively secure. See, there's a gap right here. I'm gonna wanna tighten that up, put a little tape on it, put a little adhesive in there. You just want it pretty snug. You don't need to worry about these metal sections of pipe as much because they're a lot more durable than your PVC. And then the body of the unit, you don't really need to do anything. It's got a couple built-in safety features that will prevent it from freezing. You don't wanna cover it up. If you ever did cover it up, make sure you turn the power and the gas off to it. But I would not recommend that, because if you cover up the air intake, you're gonna run into problems. So just leave this as it is. And the safety features, there's ceramic plates in there. They're gonna heat up, prevent damage to the inside. If that fails, then the unit will just kick on and cycle to prevent itself from freezing. So there's redundant fail-safes in there, so you don't need to worry about that too much.
Cool. What else we got?
Okay, so for your hose bibs, the best way to do these is really to just get a foam cover. They sell them at Home Depot, just a couple bucks. It's like a foam dome you'll put right over it, and it cinches around the valve handle, and that's all you need to do. Just make sure it's tight. But if you don't have that, the cheaper and easier solution sometimes is just a towel. All you need to do is wrap it around the hose bib. Pretty easy. Just a garage towel or something of the like. Get some tape and tape it on. This will probably stay like this, but if it gets really windy, when it won't falling off. So it's a better idea to just tape around it, make sure it stays on. A little tape around the front, and we're good to go. This is gonna last for what we need it for, because it's not gonna stay below freezing for very long, thankfully. So we don't have to worry too much about it. Now, if it's like this and it gets wet, I would replace it with a dry one, because we don't want a wet towel on there because it's not going to insulate if it's wet. Okay. And then for the sprinkler system, these risers are depressurized. There is still water in the system, but most of these pipes are about a foot deep, and the ground is not going to freeze that deep. So we're going to be okay because they're not under pressure anymore. So if the water were to freeze, it's just going to rise up a little bit. It's not going to bust anything up. So the sprinkler system, don't need to worry about very much. To really winterize a sprinkler system, you need to blow out the pipes, and it's just not even worth it, and you don't need to worry about it. It's not going to stay cold enough for long enough to freeze the ground.
Cool. Any other concerns?
No,
People need to be
that's
concerned
it. As
about?
long as you take care of the hose bibs. The concern is where you have water under pressure, making sure that doesn't freeze. So you can, so you really only have a few spots where that's going to be happening.
Okay,
as
so
long
like
as you take care
the
of it.
AC foam over there, that's just for efficiency?
Yeah, the foam on the suction line for the AC is going to keep the unit functioning more efficiently. You're not going to lose heat or cool to the outside air as much.
I see.
It is good to keep this suction line insulated. So if it ever peels off or anything, I would replace it. But as far as like freezing temperatures outside, it's not going to really matter as far as that goes. And then your AC drip line where your air handler drains, this is not under pressure. So even if this were to freeze, it's going to thaw in time to start draining again. And you're not going to be running the AC when it's that cold anyway. Most likely.
Good
The
point.
AC is going to break if you do that. or just not even gonna start up for you. So you don't really need to worry about this line. It's not under pressure. This is just gravity drainage to the outside, so we're not gonna worry about that too much either. So pretty simple, you know. Also your plants and stuff like that, look them up, see what can handle a freeze and what can't. You know, like a Monstera, fiddle leaf fig, you wanna bring that inside if you can, you know, or if you can't, cover them up. I love
Awesome.
my plants, so I don't want anybody's plants dying on them, you know, from the cold.
All right,
So.
good stuff. And Ben has done a lot of inspections for a lot of my buyers, and even for some sellers that were listing their house before they listed it. Top-notch guy, doesn't miss stuff, and gets the job done. Anyways, thanks, Ben.
Thank you, Austin. Just cleaning up out here.